gets the jalapeno halo burger. You are a better man than I, Gunga Din. Enjoy yourself. Okay, I'm terribly sorry it took me so long to get over here, but the place is just filled to the rafters.
Yes, business certainly seems brisk.
No. We passed brisk a couple of days ago. Now we're on to a grand gallop. Okay, now what can I do you for?
Oh, I think I'm going to wait for Tina to arrive. She called and asked me to hurry up and meet her here.
Right, that is just like Tina. Hurry up and wait. I'll be right with you. Okay.
Renee, hi, I'm so sorry. I'm late. I got caught in traffic. Did you order yet?
Not yet.
Good, because I want us to talk first.
It certainly sounded urgent on the phone.
It is, Renee. I am so sorry. I feel so bad about what happened with Dean Stella interrupting your wedding day. He said the justice of the peace. I mean, I know all about it, and I feel terrible. And look, even though that happened, I want you to know that I was so happy that the two of you were going to get married. And well, now that you're practically family, I was hoping you could help me.
With what?
With Asa? I know he's making out a new will. Does that mean that he's disinheriting Court and my baby?
To know where Monroe gets all his energy. I've been trying to keep up with him since 6 o'clock this morning. It's amazing the way he goes from one chore after the next and just keeps looking for another.
Would you be so kind as to ask him to come inside, please, and wash up? Lunch is nearly ready.
He asked me to bring some victuals out to him. Said he wants to go into his office in town this afternoon. You know, he still is the mayor.
I see. And will you have the common courtesy to sit down to this lunch that I have spent nearly an hour preparing?
I beg your pardon. I did not mean to be so sharp with you.
Jenny, we've got to stop avoiding each other. Or ignoring what happened down in Nogales.
Nothing happened. To my deepest shame, I threw myself at you like a wanton woman, only to be rejected. I assure you I shall never embarrass either one of us ever again by repeating my actions.
Well, you're taking all the blame here, and I can't let you do that.
I'm fully responsible for my own actions.
But it was my fault. I mean, I set the stage for the whole thing. I'm sorry I put you in that position.
All right, then. Possibly we both made a mistake. But can we please forget about it now and put an end to this discussion?
Not until you hear the truth.
Oh, please. I've had enough truth to last me a lifetime. Thank you very much.
Jenny, please. Now, I have struggled with this ever since we came back from Mexico. And I think it's time that you know just why I can't ever go back to my family.
Here's what to do when you don't find the rainbows in this time. Here's where you go when it looks like the rain.
Through my head a million times, and now I don't even know how to start. Except to say that I need you to keep an open mind for me.
Clint, please, I am a teacher. I pride myself on being open to the logic of any given situation.
Logic. Well, now, you see, that's a problem. Being a newspaper man, I've always been able to dig down to the bottom of all the who's, what's, and where's and come up with a logical connection. But this, well, it just flat defies all my preconceived notions and ideas about reality and rationality and...
Well, I may be very backward in matters of the heart, but I am aware that there is a great deal more to this world than exists in my limited experience.
I just don't want you to think that I'm a little touched in the head.
I would never think that. Although I must admit that from the very first moment I met you, I always felt that you were different. Almost as if you were ahead of your time.
About 100 years ahead.
I beg your pardon?
Jenny, sit down and listen to me for a minute. Just Please?
Yes.
You remember when you were teaching the children about planets? And I said there were 9?
Yes, I found it to be a very interesting theory.
It isn't a theory. Where I come from is common knowledge. Jenny, I have seen a man plant the American flag on the moon. A flag with 50 stars, not 38, 50. Great scientific minds have virtually eradicated some of the world's deadliest diseases. News is instantaneously transmitted over thousands of miles via satellite. Modern technology has made it possible for us to stretch the limits and the limitations of the mind. And at the same time, created weapons of such magnitude that they could completely destroy the entire human population 3 times over.
It sounds like a fantastic Jules Verne novel.
Yes, well, it's a pretty exciting and wonderful world I come from, Jenny. But it's also very terrifying. And the reason that I know so much about what's happened and what will happen around here is because to me it's history. I studied it in school. I've read it in books.
How is that possible?
Jenny, I come from the future. I came here from the future. Now, I don't know how it happened. I can't explain it. But when my horse threw me, I was blind. And it was 1988. And when I came to, somehow, I could see again, and I was 100 years into the past. And that's why I can't find my way back to my family again. You don't believe me?
I believe that you are a dear, sweet man who has concocted this fantastic tale of the future to illustrate the fact that we come from 2 very different worlds. You have gone to great lengths to let me down slowly. And for that, I shall be eternally grateful. Now, stay here. I'll put our lunch on the table.
I, Asa Buchanan, being of sound mind and body, etc., etc., etc.
Asa!
What the hell are you doing here?
Sorry, I didn't mean to startle you. I just stopped by for a visit. Didn't want to bother Nigel.
Next time, bother him. That's what he gets paid for.
Look, I just stopped by to say how sorry I was to hear that the plans for the wedding are ruined.
That is bull. You came by to check up on me.
All right, yeah, I'm concerned about you. I heard you were in a fight.
A fight, hell. Little weasel went down with 1 punch. You got that? I'm strong, I'm healthy. You can put your stethoscope away and leave me alone.
What's going on, Asa? Yeah, I know you got a temper. I've seen that 1,000 times, but to punch out a reporter?
Dean Stella is not a reporter. He is a leech. He deserved it.
Well, what is it? What's really wrong? Is it still Clint's death that's bothering you?
I don't want to talk about it.
Because if it's not Clint, I think we should run some tests.
No tests.
If not for you, Asa, how about for Renee? Wouldn't you want to go into your marriage knowing there are no medical problems?
My only medical problem is that a certain doctor doesn't know when to mind his own damn business.
Sorry, I'm just trying to help.
Why? Why?
Because you're belligerent? Because you've turned your back on your family? You've forgotten about your own company? You've forgotten about things you never let escape before?
Oh, hold it right there. That little speech has Beau's name written all over it. He put you up to this, didn't he?
Renee, you've got to tell me what Asa put in his will.
Tina, I'm afraid that I can't.
Okay, now, you look very nice. What would you like to have?
I'll have some coffee.
Coffee? Coffee? You are in the home of the famous Halo Burger? You're gonna have coffee?
What's a Halo burger?
What is a halo? It is just the most important thing that has ever happened in Lambview, and the Banner is going to come over here to do a story on it because it is the greatest culinary invention since sliced bread. Are you ready for this, Gilbert? We're not going to be celebs.
What, does it come in different flavors?
No, it's a hamburger, and it has a hole in it. That's why we call it a halo burger.
Oh! I get it. Oh, okay, I'll have one with cheese.
Okay, a cheese one.
Oh, honey, make mine rare with ketchup and mayonnaise.
Rare with ketchup and mayo. You got it. Right back.
So, Renee, please, you gotta tell me if Asa took Cord out of his will.
I'm not going to lie to you, Tina. I know that Asa has changed his will, but, honey, it's not my place to say how. I can, however, tell you why Asa's so dead set against Cord marrying you.
I know why. It's because of that donation I gave to the museum right before they took on Cord's work.
Yes.
What? It's just a donation. What does that have anything to do with the other? The curator loved Cord's photos, and that was before I ever gave him the $15,000. Really?
I believe you.
You do?
Yes. And I think it's truly touching that you cared and went to those lengths for him. And I told Asa as much.
You did?
You must love Cord a great deal to have risked having your actions misinterpreted.
Oh, Renee, I do. I really do love him. In fact, that's why I have to know what Asa put in his will.
But, honey, why don't you ask him yourself?
Are you kidding? He tossed me out of there before I ever got my mouth open. Renee, please. Please, you've got to try to understand me. This is for my son's whole future is at stake. And why should he suffer because of something I did? He has a right to carry on what's rightfully his, so please, you've got to tell me what you know.
Tina, I'm sorry, but you are asking me to betray Asa's trust in me.
No, I'm not. I'm just asking you if Cord is out of the will.
Well, I'm afraid I can't tell you that.
Okay, well, then just forget about Cord. What about my baby?
Tina, you are trying to take advantage of my concern for this family.
No, I'm not. There's not going to be any family left if Asa cuts Cord and my baby out of the will.
All right, I'll tell you what. If you are this concerned about keeping the family together, I promise that I will talk to Asa and try to get him to mend the rift between you. I don't know how much good it'll do, but I'll try my best.
Here, excuse me.
Oh,
here we go. This is the very, very rare with mayo, and there is ketchup on the table. And there you go. That's your cheese halo burger.
Wanda, this is such a cute idea. It reminds me of a Texas donut.
Well, that was Gilbert's idea, and like all great inventions, it came of necessity.
Well, give the chef my compliments.
Oh, yes, I will do that. Thank you. Enjoy.
Tina, aren't you going to eat your halo burger?
No, I'm not hungry.
Look, honey, Ace and I are going shopping after lunch to pick up a few doodads for the house. I promise I'll talk to him about the will.
You mean you'll get him to change his mind?
I can't say that, but I will promise you this. That as soon as Ace and I get married, I'm going to do everything in my power to pull this family together again.
Thanks, Renee. You know, it's going to be awful nice to know I have a friend over there in that mansion.
Ginny, please. Forget about lunch. Will you forget about lunch? I've got to make you believe that I came here from the future.
Clint, we all carry the future in our minds and in our hearts.
That's not what I'm talking about. Now, if you don't believe me, ask Buddy. He's known about this ever since I came here. That was a long time before I ever met you.
Is it really necessary to go on about this?
Yes, it is. I'm trying to make up for the charade I put you through. Ginny, my wife and kids didn't pick up and leave me. I just can't get back to them. And I've tried again and again, but I just can't find the exact spot where I crossed over in the desert.
Why are you telling me this now?
Because after all we've been through together, I want to be completely honest with you.
Oh, honest. Gracious. I recall being completely honest with you last night in Nogales. Look how far that got me.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry about that. I know that it wasn't easy opening up that.
Opening? Gracious, it was obvious that I was willing to, without the sanctity of marriage or
Jenny.
anything.
Ginny, listen to me. I didn't walk out of that hotel room because I didn't want you. I walked out because I did want you. and because I care about you. And it just wouldn't have been right for me to act on those feelings without you knowing the truth about me first.
Are you telling me that you did not want to make love to me last night because you were from the future?
Something like that, yeah.
You have traveled through time, Clint. It is not possible. Somehow in my mind, I could possibly conceive of traveling through space, possibly even being on the moon. But no one can travel through time. It is totally impossible.
What if I could prove the impossible?
How?
You stay put. I'm gonna show you something that'll prove to you I haven't been chewing on loco weed.
Wade?
I'm sorry, I didn't mean to wake you. Go back to sleep.
It's okay. What time is it?
It's almost noon.
You're kidding.
No, look at.
I only closed my eyes for a few minutes.
Well, that was over 12 hours ago.
I'm sorry, I only meant to take a nap.
Hey, your body needed some sleep. You got it.
But I slept through our first night alone. Why did you let me sleep?
You just looked so peaceful, I didn't have the heart to wake you.
We were finally going to make love.
You've been through so much in the last couple of weeks. I just thought it'd be a good idea to get some sleep and put some of that behind you.
You know, I don't know how I would have survived this trial without you.
Oh, you would have. But if I helped, kiss me.
Oh, I feel safer than I have in weeks. And happy and content.
Me too. I was just thinking, now that I've got you to myself, I'm really excited that we're gonna share a life together. In the bed.
Yeah, that sounds nice. Wade,
Yeah?
how did I wind up in your t-shirt?
Well,
I don't remember getting changed.
You just fell asleep right here on the bed, and I took your clothes off you, put you in this t-shirt, tucked you in.
Well, now that I'm awake, why don't you show me how you managed to so skillfully undress me?
My pleasure.
Mine too.
Recently, DuPont discovered people with great carpets had to make...
I love you so much.
I love you too.
The truth is that Lee was a very passionate woman, and her sexual preferences ran to the, shall I say, the highly rough and very physical.
No.
What?
Nothing. Nothing.
No, what?
Nothing.
Please, somebody help! Help! Let her go! Don't Mary Lee did it! Let her go! Don't do it! Let her go! No! No! I can stop her! Mary Lee!
No way, stop.
What's wrong?
I can't help thinking about my mom and all those things that happened that night in the suite.
It's okay. I understand.
Will I ever be able to put this out of my mind?
It's gonna take a little time.
I've ruined everything again. I'm sorry.
Listen, all that matters is that we're together. We got all the time in the world, okay?
But I want to be with you now. I don't want to be haunted by the past.
You can't just wipe all that stuff out just like that. It's gonna take some time. Like I said, you've got a lot to deal with, and I'm gonna help you.
What did I ever do to deserve such a wonderful man like you?
Well, you probably exercised regularly, and you had a nutritional, well-balanced meal on a daily basis. Speaking of which, I'm starving. How about you?
I guess I could go for a little something, seeing how I slipped through breakfast.
Okay, last one in the kitchen gets a bowl of cat food.
All right, yes, Bo came by the hospital. We spent a little time talking about his concerns over you.
I know it. He has been sneaking behind my back ever since we got back to Landview.
Listen, Ace, after what I've just seen here in your little episode with the Justice of the Peace, I think he's got every reason to be worried.
He's got you convinced that I'm, loco, right?
Asa, there are plenty of medical reasons why your behavior is like this. It could be organic, could be improper medication.
Well, let me tell you something. If I'm popping the wrong pills, it's your fault. You wrote the prescription, not me.
All right, fine. That's why I want to run a complete battery of tests.
See, you just did all that when I came back from Arizona. You poked me, you stuck needles in me. The results? Huh? Healthy. Remember?
That was for your heart.
Oh, now we want to go higher up. Into my melon, right?
Hey, sir, I want to do a complete blood workup, see if there are any chemical imbalances.
Oh, I'm slow. I get it now. You're gonna take me down to the hospital, all right. Give me some tests, that's just show. Then you stick me in a padded room and throw the key away.
What are you talking about?
You could all plan you and Bo, right? Bo gets rid of me, takes over Buchanan Enterprises, huh? Oh, and what's in it for you, Doc? A new wing in the hospital? A $2 million Swiss bank account?
That's it. That's enough. I don't have to stand here and take that.
Doc, you tell Bo this. I'm on to him. Oh, am I on to him?
Shove me,
Right there, Sheriff.
Step aside, Buck. I'm taking Loretta here down to the jailhouse, so I don't want no trouble from you.
Don't step on nowhere. I'll get some answers from this polecat.
Just you leave the questioning to me.
You back off, Buck. You ain't the boss anymore.
I'll show you.
Get him off!
Right.
Let him go!
What are you doing, my wife?
I don't know where she is.
You and Deal took her to that slave trader. Now where the hell is she? Stay out of this,
going on
May.
here?
This Perry rat took Blaze. I'm gonna bash his skull in unless he tells me where she is.
Hey, I don't know where she is. I swear. It was Deal's idea.
You're lying.
I swear. I swear. We took him out to a cave in the desert, and Blaze tricked me with that wooden leg of hers, and I got close and she knocked me out, and that's the last I seen of her.
You ain't telling me everything you know, Laredo.
Buck, don't
All
do it
right
that
now,
way.
Buck. Lower your gun. Turn loose of Laredo.
Go ahead, Sheriff. You shoot me. My last reflex will pull his trigger on this lying scum.
I ain't gonna let you take the law into your own hands. Now back away from my prisoner.
Buck, what good's it gonna be? Blaze is gonna come back and you're gonna be dead or you're gonna be in jail. Now stop it!
Take her. And Sheriff, you get justice done. You got that?
You don't worry. I'll get what we have to know out of him.
Buck, you have got to have heart. Because Blaze is out there and I know that you're gonna find her.
You never know what to say when I'm put on the spot like this. Besides, I hate the sound of my voice played back at me.
That's Vicky.
How on earth does that work?
Well, I just turned it off by pushing that stop button there. Go ahead. You want to push the button that says rewind. Now push stop. Now push play.
I never know what to say when I'm put on the spot like this. Besides, I hate the sound of my voice played back at me.
This is amazing.
Go ahead, you try it.
You mean capture my voice?
Yes. Go ahead, talk into it.
But whatever would I say?
Anything.
My name is Virginia Elizabeth Fletcher. And this is the year of our Lord, 1888. I am here with a man called Clint Buchanan, who, with this marvelous invention from the future, has opened my eyes to a wondrous and exciting, brave new world. Thank you.
I am here with a man called Clint Buchanan, who, with this marvelous invention from the future, has just opened my eyes to a wondrous and exciting, brave new world. Thank you.
I have something else I want to show you. Ginny Fletcher, meet your great-granddaughter.
Vitamin E. Now it's in a new soap from Jergens. It's Jergens Vitamin E and Lanolin soap. A soap for soft, healthy-looking skin. So try new Vitamin E and Lanolin soap from Jergens.
Cindy's sleeping in snuggly softness. 'Cause Cindy's mom knows only Snuggle fabric softener gets everything soft as me. Soft enough for even Cindy.
Your wife is very, very lovely. And from what you have told me, I would be very proud indeed if she were to be my great-granddaughter. But although I believe you completely about being from the future, I'm afraid that is one revelation I cannot accept because, as I have told you, I am unable to bear children.
Yes, I know. That's a part of the puzzle that I keep losing. I thought I knew what, I thought I understood what Clear Eyes was trying to tell me, but I guess I didn't.
Who is Clear Eyes?
He was an Indian I met out in the desert that, the first time I was trying to get back home. He told me that the door to the future would remain closed to me until I came back to Buchanan City and taught you all about love. I thought he meant that you and Randolph Lord were supposed to get back together again.
Is that why you persisted in trying to keep me from leaving this town?
Yes. In fact, you remember that time that your stagecoach has to return to town because it was having trouble with one of the wheels?
Certainly. It was wobbling horribly. The driver said a wheel nut had come off.
Well, it didn't just come off. I took it off. I took it off just before the stagecoach left town. In fact, I still have it. I kept it as a souvenir.
You were certainly determined to see to it that I fulfilled my destiny.
Yeah, except I don't know what that destiny is anymore. If you really are Baron, and you weren't meant to establish Vicky's line with Randolph Lord, then maybe Clear Eyes was wrong.
Perhaps not. Perhaps what he meant was that you had to return to Buchanan City because this is where your future lies.
Asa thinks that this is some sort of a conspiracy.
That's what he said. He thinks that I'm helping you put him away so you can take over Buchanan Enterprises.
Larry, this is worse than I thought it was.
I've never seen him like this. Stubborn and pig-headed I can buy, but this paranoia, it's got me worried.
Did you have any idea what might be causing this?
I wouldn't even want to guess without running tests, Bo. Now, I can't rule out the possibility that it's too much of the wrong kind of medication.
Oh, Bo, I'm so sorry I'm late. I got stuck in traffic. Hi, Larry.
Was the traffic bad?
Oh, yeah, bumper to bumper.
Listen, I better go. I don't care how you do it. Hog tie him, drag your father down to my office. I got to run tests, and the sooner the better.
Okay, you got it. Bye.
See y'all later.
Bye. Thanks. What's going on? Is Asa sick?
Larry thinks that Asa may be overdosing on his medication, which might explain the reason he's been bouncing off the walls lately.
Oh, my. As mad as I am at him for wanting to change his will, I hope there's nothing seriously wrong with him. I mean, especially not after he changed his will.
Tina, that's it.
What's it?
All this nonsense with the will. I'll bet it has something to do with him taking too much medication.
Well, whatever it is, don't worry about it. Because you know what? I had lunch with Renee today, and she said she would take care of everything as soon as she and Asa are married.
And you believed her?
Well, why wouldn't I?
Tina, think. If she marries Asa, who do you think's going to be Asa's major beneficiary?
Renee?
Bingo. Now, if that happens, you think she's going to be interested in getting Cord put back on the will, or me if I'm cut out?
Oh, I see your point.
We've got to find out what's in that will.
Well, I don't know how. I tried to get it out of Renee, and she wouldn't tell me. Maybe you can get it out of Asa.
He's mad as hell at me right now. If we could get him out of the house, maybe I could get in there and take a look at the will.
Shopping.
What?
Nothing. I just remembered I have some very important shopping to do, so I'll see you later. Oh, gosh.
What was that you were saying about healthy, nutritional meals?
Why don't you just shut up and eat your ice cream? It's pretty good, isn't it?
Oh, it's heavenly.
No, that's Rocky Road. This is the Heavenly Hash, right here.
Okay.
You know something? You snore.
I do not.
Yes, you do.
No, I don't.
And you know what it sounds like?
No.
Sounds just like this.
Oh, that's pretty.
It's real attractive.
Okay, that's enough.
Listen,
What?
I've been thinking.
Uh-huh.
Stop that. I'm gonna quit my job at WVLE. Now, don't get me wrong. I think it was a really great thing that your dad got me the job in the first place, but I think it's time to move on.
What would you do?
Well, I've been thinking a little bit about going to veterinarian school. I just want to do something that you can be proud of.
Wait, you've already done that. I love you just the way you are right now. You're caring, you're tender, and you're gentle.
You still hungry?
Not for this.
I was kind of hoping you would say that. Excuse me.
I can't chat now, Wanda. The orders are piling up in the kitchen and Charlie needs my help.
Yes, but that's what I want to talk to you about while business is booming. Charlie had a terrific idea.
Well, he's certainly full of terrific ideas, isn't he?
Yeah, and he's been very helpful since he moved upstairs over the restaurant. Anyway, he thinks that we should expand.
Expand?
Yeah, we should take over that bacon store next door and fix it up and hire some help, and then we should ride the wave of success all the way to the bank.
And what happens when we hit low tide?
Hit low tide? Everybody's here eating the Halo burgers.
Yeah, sure, today. But what happens when the in crowd moves out? I mean, we could wind up being a flash in the grill, so to speak. And when it's over, we'll owe more money than we already do.
Will you just look around? Everybody is eating Halo burgers, or everybody is waiting to eat Halo burgers. Now, if that isn't success, I don't know what is.
I'm sorry, Wanda. I think we should pay off the debts we already have before we do any expanding. I'll be right with you, sir. If you think about it, you'll see that I'm right.
So you think I misunderstood Clear Eye's prophecies?
I don't know what to think anymore. I must admit that my feelings for Randolph back in San Francisco were very special indeed. And when I believed that he was coming here to Buchanan City, I did anticipate rekindling what we had had before.
And then I lied to you about his having dinner with you. Is it too late for me to tell you how sorry I am about that?
There is no need to apologize for that. It's quite obvious to me that Randolph and I simply were never meant to be. Just as it is obvious that although we do not understand the reason for it, there is a reason for your journey.
What is it? It's got me chasing my tail around here.
My life may consist of assimilating and disseminating facts, but that does not preclude me from believing in an unknown grand scheme.
Do you think Clear Eyes is part of that?
Perhaps. If you were not meant to teach me about love for Randolph's sake, well, perhaps you were meant to...
Clint, the sheriff just brought Laredo into town, and Laredo says that he has no idea where Blaze is. And I had to stop Buck. Boy, he was going to shoot that man right then
Where
and there.
are they right now?
At the jailhouse.
I better get over there before Buck does something he's gonna regret.
Yeah.
We'll talk later, okay?
Yes. Clint, please be careful.
I will.
Jenny, if I didn't know any better, I'd say that you just sent that man off with love in your eyes. Did something happen between the two of you down in Mexico?
Nigel, come on now, just let us in just for a minute.
Mr. Buchanan would not want you in his bedroom.
Look, I have to change the baby, and then I'll just be out of here.
Well, can't it wait until Mr. Buchanan returns from shopping?
No, it can't.
Really, madam, on the bed?
Nigel, you always change babies on the bed. Don't you know anything about babies?
I'm a bachelor, madam, and likely to remain so.
I'm sure you will. Stay here. Oh, honey, we did it. We did it. No, I'm sorry I had to lie to Nigel about wanting to come see your great-granddaddy, but it is very important here. Your whole future is at stake here. Okay, so you wait right here, all right, honey? I'm just gonna go and look for some very important papers, okay? We're in luck. It was easy, the first thing I find. Let me see. Cord. What? I can't believe this. If Cord marries me, he's gonna cut him off without a cent. What? I don't see a thing about little Clint in here. What? Oh, no, Bo was right. I mean, Bo's gonna be cut off without a cent, too, unless he agrees to Asa marrying Renee. I swear this is not a will. It's an act of revenge. I gotta tell Bo about this. Oh, honey. Honey, we have got a lot of work ahead of us. We really... What's this? Looks like Renee's makeup case, but it's all filled with medicine and stuff. Bo said something about drugs. Ew. Ooh, I'd hate to have to take this stuff every day. Asa.
What the hell are you doing in here?
Philadelphia brand cream cheese presents.
I said, what are you doing in here?
Well, I was in the neighborhood, and I thought you'd really like to see Clint. I mean, I know... Come here, honey. I know that you were mad at me, but that's no reason to take it out on this adorable little baby. Yes. I mean, look at him. He's just an innocent, sweet child. And you do love him, right?
Yes, I do. But that does not give you any right to come in my damn house anytime you please.
Well, you do want to see your great-grandson, don't you?
I want to see this baby. I will go over to Land Fair. Now, you get out of my house. I never want to see your face in here again. Go.
You let her go! You let her go, or I swear to God I'll No.
Evan, what's wrong?
I'm sorry. I can't. I'm sorry.
Oh, May, what happened in Nogales was wondrous indeed. It was a grand adventure straight from the pen of Alexandre Dumas.
Well, I don't know who that is, but boy, am I glad to see you back and all aglow like you are. What'd Clint just say to you to put that smile on your face, huh?
Actually, I should be ashamed of myself for taking such pleasure in his unfortunate circumstances.
Why, what's wrong?
Well, it appears that he will never be able to rejoin his family now.
Oh, don't tell me something's happened to his wife and kids.
No, they are alive. They are living...
Mm-hmm.
They are simply living in a place where he cannot reach them.
Well, I don't understand. Why would they do that, Jenny?
I don't really know. All I know is that it appears that he will be staying here and making his future in Buchanan City.
Oh, Jenny. That is wonderful.
And you were right before, May.
What?
Now that Clint is no longer attached, I'm not ashamed to admit that I love him. I love him more than life itself.
Jenny, I am so happy for you. And Clint. Does he feel the same way about you?
Well, I am not totally sure about that yet, but I shall do whatever it takes to see that he returns the love that I feel for him.
So, Clint, how you coming out in that old bridle there, huh? Yeah, I tell you, I've been meaning to get a new one for quite some time. Why don't you let me try my hand at it for a little bit here, Clint? Yo, Clint, come on. Yeah. I'm telling you, the bridle ain't that important. Now, something is bugging you. What is it? Still Laredo, isn't it?
No, it isn't Laredo that's bothering me.
Then what is it, Clint? Ever since you come back from town, you've been acting like some kind of a lovesick pup. Now, what is going on? Oh, that's it. That is Jenny, isn't it?
Yeah.
You know, Clint, maybe her getting kidnapped and you having to go to Mexico and bring her back here and get her away from them slave traders, maybe there's a good side in all that. You ever think of that?
Cody, there's no good side to Laredo, Deal, or any slave trader.
Well, just don't get me wrong here. Yeah, I know that Miss Jenny has gone through a terrible ordeal. What I'm saying is, and the same thing my wife is always telling me, behind every bad thing, there is a good side. I mean, look, Laredo's in jail, right? And Miss Jenny, she seems to be doing all right.
Well, she's quite a lady.
That she is.
That's what's bothering me. We had a little talk before I went into town.
Yeah?
Yeah. And I said some things I maybe shouldn't oughta. I think I might have made a big mistake.
Is something wrong, Miss Fletcher?
I beg your pardon. Forgive me for staring at you, Dr. Westsmith. You are so young.
I know. People expect doctors to be old and gray and fatherly.
Yes, one does assume that, yes.
Medicine is a rapidly growing profession, Miss Fletcher. And lots of young doctors are needed in this country to learn all the new knowledge they're discovering almost every day.
You finished out in the garden, huh, Jenny?
Yes, I completed the weeding.
Well, that's good. You two have met, I guess.
Yes, we introduced ourselves. In fact, Dr. Westsmith has been explaining to me how exciting it is to be a doctor in the 1880s.
Really?
Yes, well, with all the new discoveries they're making, I'd say in 75 years or so, there won't be any sicknesses left.
Oh, boy, that's going to be good news for my baby.
And a fine, healthy baby it's going to be. You're in perfect physical condition, and your baby's doing just fine. I'd say in the years to come, you and your husband can look forward to as many children as you want.
Did you hear that, Jenny?
That is wonderful news indeed. I shall make some tea, and we will celebrate.
Okay. So, have you found a permanent place here in Buchanan City?
Yes, I think I have. There's a small... Miss Fletcher.
Jenny!
Hello, Tina. May I join you?
Bo, I'm the one who called you, remember?
I know that. I know. Why are you being so secretive?
Well, you would be too if you found out what I did.
Why? Did you get yourself in trouble again, Tina?
No, nothing I can't get myself out of. At least I hope so.
You hope. What does this have to do with me?
A lot. Look, you're not gonna like this, but you have a right to know.
Here's what to do when you don't find the rainbows in.
Well, after you told me that Asa changed his will, I had to see the will.
You went to his house?
Well, of course, silly. That's where the will is.
How the hell did you get past Nigel?
Oh, that was easy. I just told Nigel that I had to change Clint. The problem was Asa.
He found out?
He walked in on me.
Tina, that's not a very good way to get on your future grandfather-in-law's good side, you know?
Look, I know that, but the will was already back in the desk, and I think I talked my way out of any other problems.
You know what? I had a feeling that you were going to do something like this.
Well, can you blame me? After you said that he changed the will, I had to see what it said.
Well, what'd it say?
It said that if you don't give Asa your blessing to marry Renee, then you are going to be cut out of the will without a cent.
Damn it. You know, I knew that he was going to do something like this, the way he's been acting.
I don't know what you're so upset about. Look, all you have to do is show up at the wedding, smile, give some flowers, send a present, and you are going to be in his good graces.
Yeah, and put up with that Renee.
Look, I like Renee, and even if I didn't, I don't think it would be so bad to put up with liking her if that's all it took.
What do you mean?
There was another clause in the will that said if Cord marries me, he's going to be penniless.
That doesn't surprise me at all.
It doesn't surprise you that if I marry the man I love, millions are going to be lost to him?
And to you.
I was only thinking about Cord and my son.
Yeah, come on, Tina. Just save us your tears.
Well, what are we going to do?
I don't know. Renee is going to get all the money. She's playing Asa right now like a marked deck of cards.
I don't know, Bo. I can't believe she's doing that.
Tina, I've begun to wonder if she's the one that's giving Asa the overdoses of his medication.
Really?
Of course. Why else would he be suspicious of his own flesh and blood? Trust some woman that he's only known for a couple of months.
You know what? I think I have something right in here that just might prove you right or wrong on that.
Honey, I'm so sorry I wasn't here for you during your trial.
That's okay, I understand. I had a lot of support from Wade and my friends and Dad. And some from Herb Callison and Rob, which I didn't expect.
Yes, well, thank heavens they forced Donald Lamar to confess. Now I hear that Rob is out of danger and on the road to recovery.
Yes.
And you?
Well, I'm definitely out of danger. And I'm also moving out of the carriage house, which is what I came to tell you.
Oh.
Wade and I are going to live together until we're married. You're not shocked or surprised, are you?
No.
Well, I know you and Dad are very close.
Tom and I don't agree on everything, though. If you choose to live with Wade, that's your decision.
Do you have a problem with it?
The timing concerns me a little bit. I think that possibly it might be a bit soon for you to make such a big move. I mean, you've had a terrible ordeal. You've lost your mother. You've been on trial, accused of murder. I think maybe you should give yourself a bit of time to let the wounds heal.
But, Vicky, I have to forget about Donald Lamar. Wade and I have to get on with our lives. We've waited too long. I love him very much. I know we can be very happy.
I think that you're the one that has a problem with this.
No, I don't. I guess I'm so used to defending myself to Dad.
I'm sure that Wade would be very happy to wait for you if you wanted to postpone the move.
Oh, I was so sure about everything before.
Oh, honey, come sit down here. Honey, it's very obvious to me that you're in a great deal of pain about something. Do you want to tell me what it is?
Vicky, I don't know what's happening to me. I'm very frightened.
Has she had these spells before?
Not that I know of, Doctor. But she's just been through a lot lately. She, was recently kidnapped by a bunch of men who auction off wives and such.
Oh,
What is that horrible odor?
It's smelling salts, Miss Fletcher. You fainted.
Oh, dear, excuse me. I assure you, Doctor, I am not in the habit of fainting.
Don't you worry about it. You just relax and catch your breath.
Oh, well, I'm quite all right now. Thank you very much. I'm quite all right. I was making some tea.
Ginny, you say,
Oh,
hon, I'm
dear.
going to make the tea.
Oh,
Come
dear.
on, go back.
May, would you be so kind as to bring me a glass of water, please? I can hardly imagine what has come over me.
Doctor, she just hadn't been herself since Clint rescued her and brought her back from Nogales. That's why we wanted her to stay here with us for a while.
Has this ever happened to you before?
No, Doctor, as I told you, I have a very strong constitution.
Jenny, she has been pale, Doctor, and she's been so distracted lately.
May, please, I would prefer if you did not speak about me in the third person as if I were a child.
Yes, but it's true, Jenny.
But considering the symptoms Mrs. Vasquez has mentioned and this fainting spell, I wouldn't consider myself a very good doctor if I wasn't concerned.
Do you think she might have picked something up down in Nogales when she was there?
Well, I believe I should give you an examination, Miss Fletcher.
Oh, well, I really don't believe that's necessary.
If you contracted a disease in Mexico, it could be contagious.
Oh, do you really believe that could be true?
Well, I think it's better to be safe than sorry. Especially with Mrs. Vasquez and her condition, I'd hate for her to come down with something.
Oh, that would be terrible indeed, yes. Yes, I agree. Under the circumstances, an examination would be most prudent.
Well, I'll leave you alone for a little bit, and I'll be back after a while.
I have not been seriously ill since I was a child. Then I nearly died. And I have had the usual cold and such since then, but... Doctor, do you really believe that I could be seriously ill?
There's no need to get excited. As I say, it's just a precaution.
I didn't expect Jenny to fall in love with me. And I'm afraid that's exactly what's happening.
Well, that's great, isn't it? Oh, that's bad.
Of course it's bad. I was just trying to be nice to her, Cody, so that she could get on with living the life she's supposed to be living, and I could get on with trying to get back to my home in the 20th century. I thought that by telling her the truth, it would clear up all the confusion.
Did it?
At first, I wasn't sure. But I explained it as slowly and as carefully as I could. I showed her the photograph of Vicky.
Well, you know, that's an awful lot for one person to swallow all in one sitting there.
Well, I know that, but I think she was finally starting to believe that I wasn't just making the story up in order to get her to be let down easy.
So that settled everything, didn't it?
No, it didn't settle everything. It didn't help a thing. Telling her all that didn't help a thing. It just made things more complicated. I don't know now whether I should just try and make a life for myself here in Buchanan City, or if I should keep on trying to find a way back into the 20th century where I belong.
Maybe you belong right here in Buchanan City.
Well, I can't completely accept that.
You know, Clint, I think the best thing you can do is get off the fence and make some kind of a decision here, you know, instead of beating around the bush.
Beating around the bush?
Yeah.
What the hell are you talking about, Cody? Haven't you been listening to me?
Of course I have been listening to you, Clint. You know, you keep talking, all right? But there is something that you keep trying real hard not to say.
Like what?
All right, you tell me that you've been real honest with Miss Jenny, right?
Yeah.
And that she's been honest with you and telling you about her feelings and everything. Maybe what you do is you need to be honest with yourself.
Just what the hell is that supposed to mean?
Lord, Clint, you want me to hit you over the head with a shovel about this thing? Do you love the woman? Do you want to marry her? Do you want to settle down with her right here, right now?
Well, as far as modern medical science is concerned, Miss Fletcher, you're in perfect physical condition.
You found nothing wrong?
I found no sign of a virus or any contagious disease.
Oh, well, that is a relief. I was somewhat concerned.
Perhaps it's emotional stress. Mrs. Vasquez mentioned that you had been through an ordeal with those kidnappers.
Yes, but those men are no threat to me any longer. I know that they are safely behind bars.
But you still may not have gotten over the emotional shock. Sometimes that takes quite a while for a person to recover fully.
Yes. I must admit the one thing that continues to trouble me is the knowledge that this kidnapping and wife-selling continues to be conducted by more unscrupulous men, and that other poor women are their victims.
If you don't mind my asking, how did you ever manage to escape from these kidnappers?
Ah, I would still be a captive. Indeed, I would have been sold had it not been for Mr. Buchanan. Almost single-handedly, with the wiles of a Ulysses, and at great peril to himself, he rescued me from my abductors.
I believe Mrs. Vasquez mentioned a Clint Buchanan.
Ah, the very same man. Yes, he is a great friend of both Mr. and Mrs. Vasquez. In fact, he was instrumental in making the peace between the ranchers and the farmers in this territory.
He must be quite a man.
Oh, he is indeed. I'm surprised you have not heard mention of him in town.
Well, I've only been here such a short time.
I see. Well, you will, no doubt, hear about him. He is an extraordinary man. He possesses the qualities of tenderness and great courage that are required in this Arizona territory. Oh, gracious, listen to me chattering like a schoolchild. It must be my enormous relief at having been given a clean bill of health by you, Doctor.
Perhaps. But it is evident that Mr. Buchanan has a special place in your heart.
That is so. I cannot deny that.
That also could explain these symptoms you've been experiencing.
What do you mean, Doctor?
Well, perhaps you've been experiencing an illness of the heart. Something more commonly known as being lovesick.
Where did you get this?
It was in Ace's bedroom. I mean, Renee's makeup case was open. I saw it.
Well, you sure get a lot of material out of one visit to Ace's bedroom.
It's lucky, I guess.
What made you think that there'd be anything interesting in her makeup case, Tina?
Well, normally I wouldn't, but it was open, and I looked at it, and there wasn't any makeup. There were just a bunch of these bottles.
It says here that it's a vitamin. Oh, it's got a weird odor.
Oh, I know, it's terrible, isn't it? But then I haven't smelled a vitamin since I was 2, so I don't even know what they smell like.
This doesn't smell like any vitamin that I've ever come across, Tina. This smells like a drug.
You really think so?
That would explain Ace's erratic behavior.
Oh, yeah, and the terrible way that he changed this will.
Now, what we have to do, we have to get this over to Sanders' lab. We have to have this analyzed.
Well, can you do that without causing people to ask a lot of questions?
Of course. Elizabeth and I have been running Sanders' chemical business ever since I came back to town. For Ace, nobody there is going to question me at all.
Well, would you mind if I went with?
No, not at all. I'll just say that I'm taking you on a tour of the lab.
Oh, wow. You know, that's great. I mean, if this turns out to be a drug and not a vitamin, then we don't have anything to worry about. So let's get going.
Tina!
Cord, what a nice surprise.
Hi, honey. Well, I'm the one who's got the surprise for you.
This is really different, very different. There's this new facial cleanser called Daily Cleanser. Daily Cleanser from Buff Puff. And it's really special because it's got these funny kind of little beads. They're little capsule things with a conditioner in them. These things, they're microbeads.
What's up?
Nothing. We're just talking about Asa.
What about him?
We're both a little bit worried about the way he's been acting these days.
Oh, why are you so worried about him? Ace is just the kind of man who gets an idea in his mind and he just goes with it. I don't think there's anything to worry about.
Yeah, you're probably right, Cord. I really don't think there's anything to worry about. I've got to get going. I don't want to be late for my appointment. I'll see you all later, all right?
Bye. What appointment did he need to rush off like that?
I don't know. So, honey, what's this big surprise?
Yeah, well, I was just at the church.
What for?
Well, I wanted to set a date for our wedding.
Oh, Cord, you didn't.
Well, Tina, I mean, I originally went there, and I know you're probably upset about me going there without you, but I just wanted to check out dates in the church calendar. Well, it seems like everybody wants to get married this spring, and especially in June.
So, what date did you choose?
Well, they did have one date left in the middle of May. What? Tina, what's wrong? Are you upset that I went ahead and I made this decision without you? Is that it?
No, it's not that.
Then what is it, Tina? Girl, you're upset that I went ahead and made the date, right? I mean, I just charged in there like a bull in a china shop, and I just ruined everything, didn't I?
Is Wade putting pressure on you to move in with him?
He only thinks it would be best for us.
It may very well be best for him. I'm not entirely sure it would be best for you.
But I want to live with him. It was my idea.
Darling, I know this is the 1980s, but there is no law that says you have to live with somebody before you marry them.
Vicky, it's not that. It's something else, but I really don't know how to tell you.
Okay. Whatever it is, just remember that I'm truly your friend and I care a great deal about you.
Well, I was with Wade in his bedroom. And the trial was finally over and I felt free and happy for the first time in I don't know how long. And it was going to be our first time. And I wanted it to be beautiful and right. And it was. Until...
Until what, honey?
I had these terrible visions. They were like nightmares, except I was wide awake.